Hello, friends. Hello, and welcome to this new moon, August new moon update for twin flames. So, this is something that the guys have asked me to do, as rather than doing a monthly energy update, we're going to be doing status updates at every new moon for the moon month ahead. So this will be the first in this series. This is for the August new moon in Leo. I've got a channeling to bring in and some cards for the different waves with advice on how to approach the month ahead. I want to thank you all so much for joining me here. And before I go any further, I want to wrap us all in love, light, and light love, inviting in the guides who overlight this show, Archangel Michael, Archangel Metatron, the Pleiadians, and our twin flame guides, Archangel Chamuel and Archangel Haniel, along with a host of many twin flame spirit guides that play with me in the astrals, play along with us in the other worlds. So what I'm going to do, the way they've asked me to do this, is I brought in a channeling with a status update for twin flame connections. And then they've asked me to use the, this go round, the can't even get it right. Psychic Terror of the Heart by John Holland for our updates by the waves. Now, if you're new here, I want to welcome you in, no matter where you're partaking of this. It could be on YouTube, on Loveland Tarot on YouTube, or on my TLC for the Soul podcast. But we have a whole other series, Twin Flames 2.0, about the different waves of the journey, what they signify, what they are, how long they might potentially go on for. But, you know, this is a lifelong journey, I have to say. It's part of the reason you came here to the planet at this time. And so we kind of have to surrender the timing of things to the overall kind of pledge that was made before you incarnated, that you would come and do work on behalf of the twin flame community. Now, I don't know where this is coming from, but on the wall in the hall over here outside of the room that I'm in now is a huge rainbow. I don't even know if I have crystals in that room. Sometimes it comes from crystals. There's a crystal in the window behind me, but it's very odd that it's over there. So anyway, there's unicorn energy, and I've noticed the unicorn energy has been very heavy around the twin flames the past couple of days. So bringing in very high vibe, high levels of consciousness. Now, before I read the channeling, I do also want to acknowledge kind of the chaos going on within and around right now. The outer planets, along with the retrogrades, are wreaking a little bit of havoc on the planet. Not just you, not just your life. It's nothing you've done wrong. These things were all expected and actually encouraged to bring about great amounts of change in a short period of time. Those could be those shock and awe moments where one minute you're like toodalooing in your day, and the next minute, you know, you turn on your phone or whatever, or you get a phone, you know, you turn your phone and Lane has burned down, or you get a phone call and something has happened maybe to someone that you care about. I am experiencing this personally, and I'm seeing it everywhere. I turn on Instagram and I'm seeing it all over, you know, people that I follow. So just trust that you haven't fallen off your path. It's nothing that you're doing wrong. This is a big shakeup. It has to happen prior to the October Ring of Fire eclipse. Now, this is like a prelude to an eclipse that's happening in the beginning of, in April of 2024. But there's this series of very calculated plans, the guides are saying, that have to happen before we are ready enough to receive the energies that are coming with this April eclipse. Now, if you've been following the TLC for the Soul work, regardless of whether you're a twin flame or not, I know many people listen to these shows from all different, bringers of the light and light workers and light warriors and twin flames, and you could wear many hats. You could be all of those things and more that I just said. And so these things could be affecting you on many different levels. If you're a twin flame, it's affecting your connection. If you're a bringer of the light, a light worker, a healer, a psychic, a visionary, an empath, or whatever you want to deem yourself to be, whatever label you put on yourself, you are being just as affected as everyone else by what's going on. And if it's something not happening directly to you, like something crazy happens to you personally, then you're being affected by possibly something crazy happening to someone close to you that has a ripple effect that ends up it's not really inadvertently, it has an echo that then affects you as well. So, you could be a twin flame, you could be going through something with your twin, and at the same time you could be having something happen to someone external to you that has a secondary kind of ripple effect that also impacts you. That's my son in the background. It just always ramps up every time I record, and I don't close the door, number one. I just have reasons I don't want to record with the door closed at the moment. I like to keep the energy flowing through the house. And if I sit behind a closed door, that kind of bottles it up right here. And I want to, right now we're working in great tandem. Like spooky cohorts with the land elementals and the elementals around where we live and that you might connect with in other realms. And part of the elemental for me is Mystic Gables itself. That's the name that my home has given itself, Mystic Gables, and the spirits of the land around me. And so you just may, something you may want to experiment within and around you as well, just to be a good conduit to keep those channels open. When I close, somebody needs to hear this apparently, but when I close a door, it's like a metaphor that the door, you've heard that, like, my door is always open for you. So when I'm channeling and I close a door, it's kind of an energetic, it's an energetic thing. So, and I realize everybody that listens is not as tuned into energy as me. So if you're just like, whatever, who cares? That's fine. Not everyone's role is to sit here 24/7 and feel energy and work with the guides in certain ways. And so I realize that for some of you that's kind of like a part-time job, something you do on the side or whatever, and for some people it's deeply ingrained in all parts of your life. So because I've chosen to do this work with you all, then pretty much 24/7, that's what I'm doing. So I understand not everyone is at that level of detail. All right, so let's get on with the channeled message for the month ahead. So what I've been asked to do is do these updates by moon phase. So from new moon to new moon, which is typically mid-month to mid-month or so. So this is August 17th. And then we have the next new moon around the same time, next month. So they've asked me they're asking me not prior to the new moon, but within 3 days after the new moon to come in and give you guys this update, because you will be getting a huge influx of energy over the remaining new moons of 2023. And so we want that energy to come in at the new moon And then as I'm recording this and as you're listening to it, you will be in like an integration mode over the next 3 or 4 days. Now, if you catch these later than that, that's fine, because the guidance that's given, like I said, is from one new moon to the next. So you'll have this is pertinent between the time you catch it and the September 2023 new moon. So I'm going to go ahead and read the channeling. And we are, like I said, preparing for 2 eclipses coming up here. October 14th is a solar eclipse. It's a ring of fire eclipse. And then October 28th is a partial lunar eclipse. And we'll have more to share on that next month. But this is the channeling. I'm just going to read it exactly as it was delivered to me, just like we do many other things here on this show. We don't just talk about twin flames. On Loveland Tarot on YouTube has become pretty much a twin flame channel. But if you're catching us on the podcast, there's a whole slew of other things to help you on your journey. And I feel like the twin flame journey is very, very challenging. If you signed up for that before coming here, then you need extra support. Not that somebody who's not a twin flame doesn't need extra support, but believe you me, you need extra support on your journey. And so we offer also a weekly energy story on the podcast. We try to make it fun. We are working with the channeled fiction books that I'm writing, the Bringers of the Light series, and that's where you'll get a weekly snapshot of what's coming up in the energies for you in the week ahead. I'm not a daily channel. I don't come on and do daily card reads. I may be guided, or they may ask me to do that at some point, but right now this is what we're being asked to do. So let's get on with the channeling and the card pulling for us. So the channeling is, this is a moon month, meaning whenever you listen to this until the September new moon, of great possibility for the twins. We would like to congratulate all twins on a huge leap forward that started at 7/17, so July 17th, and culminated with this Leo new moon. A door, a whole chapter was closed out at this new moon, and energetically, many twins graduated to a new level of connectedness. This means that any unions who are already in service will be leveled up in your service work. Twins in communication will be lightly nudged to take their work and their bond to the next level. Many twins in this stage could come into union at this time. Twins in separation, your counterpart is in preparation for the next stage of the journey. Waves 1 through 3 have leveled up to the next grade level. Twins in the reunion wave who have not yet met their counterpart in the 3D are preparing for a joyous reunion with them. Timelines are staggered and arranged geographically by the grid system. And they basically told me, don't try to figure it out, because I was like, I'm going to go look at the grid system and see if I can figure it out. They're like, don't even bother. You'll never figure it out. So if you are a twin who is in separation and you are looking to reunite with your counterpart, or if you're a twin in the reunion wave who's never even met their counterpart yet and are in preparation, there are timelines for that now. And they have to arrange them geographically so as not to overload the grids. And, at first, when I first started channeling all of this, I'm like, am I just, not that I'm making it up, but sometimes I'm like, it'd be nice to have some confirmation of some of this stuff sometimes. And so I watched an amazing Twin Flame update with Amanda Ellis yesterday, and she said pretty much the exact same thing about the grids being able to handle the amount of twin flames coming into contact again. And I was like, okay, great. I feel validated now that, I don't know. I just felt like, okay, good. I'm on the same wavelength as somebody else. This is a huge turning point and an even sooner timeline shift than was expected. Great work is being done here, and we offer you advice for the coming moon month ahead on how to work with the energies and how to best support your connection. The next several months ahead, we prepare to usher in even higher levels of light consciousness with the October eclipses. And they said we will provide an update on how the eclipse energies will affect the twins in the September new moon update. Whoa. So now we're going to get you your moon, your advice for the moon month ahead by wave using the Psychic Tarot of the Heart. So who are we going to start with? So waves 1 through 3, they're saying it's not very different. So they want me to draw a couple of cards for waves 1 through 3. What do waves 1 through 3 need to focus on for the next moon month ahead? This is, if you're listening and not watching, wow, that is really bad lighting. This is the Lover's card. And I do like to read from the book for this deck. It's a teaching deck. We use it in our Twin Flames 2.0 series. So Twin Flames in waves 1 through 3, who have, according to the channeling, leveled up to the next grade level. So if you were in wave 1, you went to 2. If you were in 2, you went to 3. And if you were in 3, you went into reunion. Now this is much sooner than expected because the guides had channeled the last update that I did, I think it was the beginning of August, that we weren't going to have another graduation point until the winter solstice. And so there must have, oh, big chills. There must have been some amazing work that you guys have done energetically to bump this graduation point up like 2 or 3 months ahead of time. So for waves 1 through 3, we have take some time to examine your relationship with others as well as yourself. Are you coming from a place of love? It's important to empathize, remain non-judgmental, and love people for who they are. The same applies to your relationship with yourself. There's an opportunity now to bring your being into a harmonious whole, forgive your faults, and rejoice in your perfect uniqueness. It may also be time to examine the choices you make regarding matters of the heart. Are you choosing to have people in your life who support and empower you? Surround yourself only with those who encourage and sustain you and who push or guide you to be all that you truly can be. This will help you value yourself and raise your vibration to that of unconditional love. There may also be an opportunity for a new romance, improving an existing romance, or healing a disharmonious relationship. Seize this energy and take action. If you're looking for a new romance, make yourself available and be open. See if it feels right in your life right now. This will raise your vibration and attract new love to you. If you're looking to improve an existing romance, it's time to be creative. A weekend getaway, romantic dinner, or simply telling the person how much you love and appreciate them. To heal a disharmonious relationship, open a dialogue. Let the person know that you value the relationship and want to improve it. The affirmation is, I honor myself as well as others by acting from a place of love. There could be a lot of opportunities here, waves 1 through 3, for up-leveling the amount of Christ consciousness and unity consciousness around any catalyst relationships, around any soulmate relationships, around the way you treat and talk to yourself. Leveling up your self-love and your self-care routines, very important, as it always is, because you can't choose your twin if you don't choose yourself first. It's just because your twin is the ultimate love, the ultimate unconditional love, and you have to feel worthy of the ultimate unconditional love to make that choice to choose your twin over anybody else that might be in your life right now. And so that comes with a great amount of soul work and a commitment to do the work and to honor yourself and this amazing connection. The sacredness of the twin flame connection is like no other connection on the planet, no other human connection on the planet right now. And I know many twins who are not awakened and not on the twin flame journey. And it's just like, I know it's a learning experience, and it's just it's kind of sad in a way, because I'm like, oh my gosh, maybe next lifetime. I just feel like for many that I know that are like that, it feels like it's possibly not going to be this lifetime. And so have empathy for all relationships. Have empathy for other twins. And I think Amanda Ellis did say this very beautifully in her channeling. She's like, if you're, in this case, I'm going to say if you're a twin who's wave 1 wave to wave 3, she kind of was using the metaphors of some trees that are in a forest around where she lives. But she was talking about the 2 younger trees who looked like a twin flame tree connection behind a much larger twin flame tree connection. And she was like, if you're not as far along on the journey and you see other twins in your twin flame community, because each one of you is kind of drawn to different, communities or different soul groups of the twin flames, be happy for them. Send them love. And it's definitely good. Let me tell you, from a karmic perspective, if you're concerned about reaping what you sow, then you would not want to project jealousy, resentment, discontent, hatred, upsettedness at any other twin flame couple that comes into union or reunion. You would want to, by an act of reciprocity and good karma, send them what you would like to receive in return. So if you're going to send out bad juju, you're going to get bad juju back for your connection. And so you always want to, for any time that you feel like a pang of jealousy or a trigger of resentment towards another twin flame counterparts coming into reunion or union, that is a huge red flag warning to do some energy work and to send blessings to them, send them pink and gold light, set up a crystal grid, and send them blessings, and wish them the best that you can, truly, deeply from your heart, with unconditional love, so that you're not going into any type of karmic debt, because a big part of the twin flame journey is clearing a bunch of karma from all over the place. It's too much for this update, but suffice it to say that the more you come into your heart space and are acting from a place of integrity, the less you'll have these triggers and red flags, the more you'll understand how energy works. Stick with me, I'll teach you how energy works. That's what we're all about here, the science behind spirituality. And we will share with you the prana behind, the life force energy behind what you're doing and what's going on, and how to best enhance that in all areas of your life, in your material wealth, your physical, mental, emotional, spiritual health. That's part of what we're here to do. Okay, I was soapboxing it a little bit there, but it feels like this group especially needs to, you are kind of like to need the most support in that area. Okay, who's next? Twins in communication. Okay, twins in communication. And right now, see, I'm sitting like with my leg crossed, and from an energetic perspective, that is not a good flow. You need to have your legs uncrossed. Okay, twins in I said twins in communication, right? Twins in communication. You have the Joy and Stability card, card number 4, and the Believe and Succeed card, card number 6. These are both I think it's cups. What's the indigo or the purple border? It's very hard to find in this book. Indigo, oh, that's swords. Okay, so you have the 4 of swords and the 6 of swords, if you're thinking about it from a traditional tarot perspective. No, you're not. Well, what color is this darn border? This book is very hard to use because it doesn't have a good table of contents. It's not a red border. You have to go and look at the colors of the borders. Joy and stability. Indigo. Violet. I'm so sorry. It's a violet border. Apparently my color differentiation is off. So it's the 4 of wands and the 6 of wands. I apologize. Nobody's perfect. Okay. The 4 of wands, joy and stability. So twins and communication. This is what you need to know about for the month ahead. It's a card with it looks like a sun exploding with some other circles around it. It's like a lot of circles, but with like a giant yellow like sun explosion, like a solar flare. And the card says, like a beautiful summer day, this card brings joyful energy. Take a break or step back just for now from any concerns you may have around matters of the heart and spend some time in happy pursuits. Find reasons to celebrate with others. Welcome this warm, sunny energy into your life. Allow it to lift your spirits. This is just what we're talking about. Remember the law of attraction, and a high rate of vibration will attract all that you desire. Rejuvenate your relationships by renewing yourself. This card also speaks of a time of sharing and conversation. Lovingly open your heart and mind to people, share your thoughts, and above all, be a good listener. Feel the ebb and flow of energy as you communicate with others. You'll find that this brings increased stability and warmth to your relationships, helping you attract like-minded people. And then you also got believe and succeed. So for twins in communication, you're really, and we did say with the channeling, twins in communication will be lightly nudged to take your work and your bond to the next level, and many could come into union at this time. So the believe and succeed card is faith is powerful and can bring about amazing results. It's important at this time to believe in yourself and in your aspirations regarding love. Think and act as if all that you desire is inevitable. Your confidence will send a signal to the universe that you are ready to have that perfect relationship with a spouse, partner, parent, sibling, child, or friend. The energies of success are around you. Use them to achieve your dreams. So that is very interesting. Twins in communication, yay. Many could come into union at this time. Twins in separation is the next one. So that's twins who have met each other already in the 3D and have gone into separation, because they've got 2 delineations there. Twins in separation and twins who have not yet met their counterpart in the 3D. So this is twins who have met their counterpart in the 3D and who have gone into separation. And you're asking me to put the cards back in the deck, just in case. So let me do that. I've kind of sluggled them into different areas of the deck. So this is twins who have met each other in the 3D but are currently in separation. Separation could be defined by many things. It could be that you met each other and you just have to be apart for a little while, because twin flames that work with me typically do not go into long separations again. There could be a few exceptions, but the majority of you meet, at least that's the work that we're doing here. We're here to help you do what you need to do, because your union, your twin flame relationship, is that you do the majority of the work before you meet your twin in the 3D, so that you're not going into long periods of separation. So that's the majority of the people that are working with me. So so it could be that, you came in, you're in contact, but you're separated. Your twin had to go away for work, right? Because it's like you're not in union yet. You're not living together. This person may have been called away to do their own, what's it called? Like soul work. They may be called away to go out of town for something. Because we're just talking about a moon month here. We're talking about the month ahead. It's not the type of separation they're saying where it's like you're being ghosted, or whatever all those terms are that I don't agree with it. I refuse to acknowledge on my journey, or for anybody. I refuse to acknowledge for that for you on your journey. Do not put up with that on your journey. But this is just slightly different. So you got the Devil card. If you're listening to this, it's like a man. He's standing, he's holding like the heart space is illuminated with like green light, but it looks like it has a little prison around it. And then behind him is like a huge green orb. And this Devil card says, fear and doubt often prevent a relationship from flowering or from manifesting. In matters of the heart, they can restrict and confine. They prevent you from opening to the joy and love that's waiting for you. A fearful heart closes in upon itself and sees only negativity and doubt. Your fears can even make you question your own value, causing you to wonder whether you're worthy of being loved or if you'll ever find love. These thoughts, if not controlled, will manifest more of the same, continuing in a never-ending destructive cycle. It's time to take action. To master your fears, you must first identify them. What fears about love have you allowed yourself to believe? Are you concerned about being unlovable? Are you uneasy about giving up your freedom in order to be in a relationship? Do you find it too difficult to speak up about your needs and ask that they be met? Sit quietly and uncover what may be holding you back. By the very act of facing your fears, you will recognize them for the deceptions they are, and you will discover the power to master and eliminate them. The affirmation is, I now release my fears and open fully to a loving relationship with myself and others. The other separation they're talking about that this is for my group is the separation has been brought in by your guides on purpose to make you take a time out and to regroup, because there's something starting to go a little towards the unbalanced side in the relationship. And so they pulled you both apart or away from each other for a short period of time, because once you've come into communication, I'm talking about my group. I'm identifying and channeling for the groups that are working with me, the twin flames that are working with me. And if you're in communication, you've done a whole bunch of work on yourself. That doesn't mean that once you come into contact with into 3D contact reunion with your twin, that you're not going to have some stuff come up that you need to work on. So this is one of those times where it's like either you felt like there was imbalance in the relationship, but you didn't do anything to communicate with your counterpart, which is what you're supposed to be doing. This is not one of those relationships where it's closed communication, or where you put your emotions, you keep them to yourself. The twin flames that are working with me, we're teaching you, we're getting you to this point where you will be having open, adult, spiritually mature relationships with your person. There's no immature, schoolyard ghosting, and I don't want to talk about my feelings, and I'm too scared, and I'm afraid. So if you've gone into separation, either one, you've recognized there's an imbalance and you feel like you need some time to regroup, and most likely then your twin feels the same way, and so you've decided to take a little bit of a time out from each other. That's perfectly, like, I need a weekend away. from this. It's a little, something's going on. I need to work through it. Things could be getting too intense and you just need to take a little break. Or if you didn't recognize it, then your guides will pull you apart for a little bit so that you can regroup and come back together. So this is a short timeout. This is not, I'm going into separation for weeks and months at a time. Okay, I want to be clear. So this is a good time for you to identify what's going on, where is the imbalance, work with your guides, and show up for the connection. Do the clearing and healing work that needs to be done. I have a feeling we're going to be doing much more shows for you to work with your energy and the energy of the connection. And to, oh my goodness, excuse me, to not give your power away. Not give your power away. All right, I better make a better list of where I'm at. So then I have the twin flames in the reunion wave who have not yet met their counterpart in the 3D. The moon month ahead for you guys. See, told me to put that card back in the deck. We got the Lovers card again for twins who have not yet met their counterpart, but it looks like based on this channeling, you're getting very, very close. And do we need a clarifying card? So that was the taking time to examine relationships and loving relationships with others, loving people for who they are, examining choices regarding matters of the heart, showing up for those around you with unconditional love. The energy may be pushing you to be all that you truly can be. And you may be, I told you there's weird energy going on. You may be pulled back into, you haven't met your twin yet. You may be pulled into tidying up karmic relationships, catalyst relationships may be coming up. It's very strange energy right now. And I told you things could be happening to people kind of in your outer circle that ripple back and affect you. And you have to kind of take care of those things. You may be asked to show up for somebody and in support of someone, to do service work on behalf of someone, to be an earth angel on behalf of someone in your circle. So just pay attention to that right now. The next moon month ahead is important for you to show your support in any way that you can. It creates good karma and comes back to you really, energetically in a good way. And to do somebody else maybe do somebody a solid and help them out. Maybe they've helped you out before and now it's your turn to turn around and help them out. It could be friends, family, like I said, a catalyst, an ex, something like that. Okay, and if we have any twin flames in union, let's see what the energies are around for the month ahead on twin flames in union. The World card. The World card for twin flames in union. This is the worst lighting today. So I believe this is just talking about, of course, it's celebration, achievement, welcome, dreams, wholeness, contentment. When it comes to love, the universe is smiling upon you at this time. Energies are moving and shifting, coming together to give you exactly what you need and want. Your efforts to clarify your heart's desires, to be present in current relationships, and to actively manifest new relationships are now bearing fruit. In this moment, you are in a position to achieve all that you have dreamt of regarding matters of the heart. Your dreams are ready to manifest. And we did say in the channeling that you guys are going to be leveling up your service work. So you could be getting new projects, new ideas, new ways to work together. You could be asked to travel and do some up-leveled grid work. Maybe you already do grid work with Gaia, but you're going to be shown advanced levels of healing for work with the planet and for work with others around you. You may be guided to create like a nonprofit. So lots of stuff coming up there for twins already in union. All right, so let me just check in. Is there anything else that we need to do at this time? All right, so we are complete. Since this is the first of this show, I mean, it may morph as to how we present the information. Thanks for sticking with me. It could have been a little bit, you know, kind of funky in terms of the presentation until I kind of get the process down on how I want to present the information. But I feel like each one of you has your assignment for the moon month ahead. And, you know, if you need any type of support, one-on-one support, please reach out to me. My email is always in the show notes, regardless of where the show is at. That's probably the best way to reach me to schedule any time if you are wanting some support in your twin flame connection. So I want to thank you all so much for joining me here, and we will see you all again soon. Take care.